Be sure to hit the subscribe button and make sure that you're staying abreast of everything on our channel, and be sure to turn on your notifications so that you know when we post new videos.
Welcome again, High Vibe Tribe. I am Dr. Angela Cudger, the founder of Legacy Holistic Health Institute, and welcome to our amazing YouTube channel. Please, 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 if you haven't already, hit subscribe so that you learn when, or you're notified when we have new videos on this channel. We like to do things in series on this channel so that you have not just one-offs and one little pieces of content, but you actually have enough of a robust platform for you to get great content in health, wellness, fitness, and spirituality. So today, in this video, we're going to be covering phase 3 and continuing our manifestation made simple, or how to manifest right now, anything, anywhere, anytime, any place. Okay. And so before we do, I want you to be aware of quite a few things that we've got going on here. We have a High Vibe Tribe here at Legacy. We are a health coach training institution. And so we have an amazing cohort coming up, 32. That's coming up at the end of August 2022, August 31st. So if you're wanting to be a part of that, check the comments below. We do Sacred Wellness and Wealth Immersion once a year. Be sure to check the comments below, as well as our black tie graduation that is coming up. Really quickly, let's jump into phase 3. Now, phase 3 has everything to do with releasing or gifting. This is a very, very powerful phase, right? So if you've already been on this channel and you've been watching the different videos for this How to Manifest Now series, you've already gone through phase 1. And I encourage you, if you haven't already yet, to do so. Going through phase 1, phase 2, you've gone through level 1 and level 2. Now, this is phase 3. And phase 3 has everything to do with releasing. Releasing creates space. And so we're going to talk about what releasing looks like at the different phases, and we're going to at the different levels, and we're going to talk a little bit about how you effectively release to then make the universe hasten, speed up its level of delivery to you of the thing that you're looking to manifest. So remember, few rules to keep in mind. Every phase of manifestation has a start and a stop. Manifestation is a process. It is a process that, when done just like anything else over and over and over again, you become so much more effective at drawing in the thing that you want. Every phase has 3 levels. Level 1, level 2, level 3. Level 1 has to do with your thoughts. Level 2 has to do with your words. And level 3 has to do with your deeds or your inspired actions. So make sure that you're aware of how all these levels work in each phase. The goal, because we think we have this thought and we maintain this high vibrational thought process, and then the thing comes to us. Well, there's a lot of other little steps in there that most gurus have no idea how to explain, and they leave them out. And so over the course of this series, I'm making sure you understand every step, every phase, every level, so that you say, I know where I'm having the most challenge is in phase 1, level 1. Oh, phase 1, level 2 is where I know that I can improve upon, right? So you get a chance to kind of slow this process down and see it piece by piece, and then be able to really, really start to bring in exactly what you want. And so we can only be in one phase at a time. You know, we have our restaurant analogy. I can't place an order and then expect that order to at the same time be given to me, right? And so there's some space between us making the request in phase 1 and then receiving it in phase 2. Now, in phase 3, we've moved to releasing, right? And so we'll talk a little bit about what that phase looks like. Now, thoughts must flow in a unidirection, right? Like the flow of electricity. And our words must be in alignment with the flow of those thoughts. If we're thinking positively about the thing we want to manifest, we must also speak positively about that thing as well. Matter starts to change and shift in phase 2, and thoughts have to equal the words that you're putting out. And then all actions are ordered steps. So if you get a hunch about something, we're going to talk about that in phase 3. If you get a hunch about something, follow it. I always say, if you feel it, follow it. Go for it, because that piece of inspired action is going to allow you to then move forward with manifesting the thing that you're looking to manifest. And then stay curious. Always ask more questions. Now what? Then what? What could be next? What else can I do while I'm in phase two? Right? Always ask the questions to the universe so that it puts a demand out there for the universe to be able to supply it, for it to be able to answer your questions. And so when we're looking at phase three, we're talking about letting it go, letting go. So when we go back to our restaurant analogy, okay, if you'll notice, the top of this circle has changed from phase two, receiving, and the bottom is now phase three, releasing. If you'll notice a couple things about this diagram. Number one, when we're talking about level one and level two being inactive in phase two, level one is inactive still in phase three, and we'll talk about that, but it is active in level two is active in phase three. So let's talk about this just a moment here. So when we're talking about releasing, right? When we're talking about level one being inactive, remember, level one and your words, your thoughts being inactive is you're not requesting something new, right? That happens in phase one. Thoughts go out. You generate new thought. It goes out to meet other thoughts to then come in and manifest what you're looking for. In phase two and three, that process is not happening unless you're thinking about manifesting something completely different from your initial request, which you're allowed to do. But for the one specific request, you're only going to be thinking a thought towards that request. Okay. Once that happens, we move over to level two, which has to do with our words. Level two has to do with speaking, giving life to the physical request. That happens in phase one. We write it down. We do an incantation about it. We burn a candle with it. We do a lot of different things that increase the energy and the frequency, and that prove that we're at a vibratory equality to that thing that we're looking to manifest. And so in level two, level two is actually inactive when it comes to phase two. That is because we've already generated the request. We've already spoken life into that request. We've already spoken specifically what that request is. And so when we're in phase two and we're ready to receive, think about when you're placing an order, when they're getting ready to bring your order out to the table, right? We're not at the same time saying, hey, can I get the menu again? Hey, can I put in another request? Or dare I say, reordering the same thing when your request has already gone in. So words are usually, we get really, really quiet in the receiving phase. Remember, we said, shut up about your stuff. Be quiet about the thing that you're getting ready to manifest. And that puts you over into phase two solidly. And in phase two, that's where matter starts to rearrange and change and shift, and you start to see things. In phase three, we say, clear the table. What's coming is coming fast, right? One of the things that almost always happens in a restaurant is they come back to clear any unnecessary or old things or things that are not of use from the table. And so when you look at the things that you want to manifest and you take inventory, look around the room that you're in right now. There's probably several things that are just sitting. They are things that are of no significant importance. They are things that are not useful. They are things, dare I say, that are not conducive to the thing that you're looking to manifest anyway. Right? For example, if you're trying to move and you want all new furniture, you've probably got some things in your home that you can start to donate. Maybe not the furniture that you're currently using and sitting on and making use of every day, but certainly there is space to start donating or selling or getting rid of things so that when you move or when you manifest the thing that you're looking for, there is space for it. One of the things that we want to be aware of in phase three is that when we're talking about releasing is so powerful. We have to understand that what we release feels a need somewhere else. See, all of us as human beings and in this human experience are constantly shifting and changing and moving and making requests and putting out demand. We're all at bat, as I say, and so we are all here to take our best shot on different things all the time. And so I want to make sure that you're aware of the fact that And Albert Einstein said it so perfectly: the release of energy has not created a new problem. Being done with something doesn't create a new issue, right? It has merely made more urgent the necessity of the request that you put into the universe. This is science. This isn't just metaphysics or spirituality. This is science. Okay. And so when there is a hole, whether it's a hole in the ground, whether it is any kind of void, the universe abhors a hole. It wants to fill it in. It's going to fill it in with dirt. It's going to fill it in with water. It's going to fill it in with a weed or a plant or something. But every single time there is a void, the universe is always moving things around and reshaping and shifting things to fill that void. The same thing happens when you release things, when you give something away. And this is especially true for people who have been givers for an extended period of time. It's like the energy has been moving one way for a long time, and that's you pouring out and giving into other people. And then eventually, when it's time for you to receive, when you open up to receive, right? After you've released, you open up to receive. It's like when it rains, it just pours. The universe pours so many blessings on you. And so we have to remember that when we are releasing, it goes to fill a void or a hole somewhere else. Energy is never destroyed, always created and always turning and moving and shifting and moving on, right? One of the things I say, like if I lose something, especially if it is a spiritual tool, if I lose it or I misplace it or something like that, or I leave it somewhere, I know that it's going to find its way to the next person, right? Or to the next individual who will need it most, right? And so when we're talking about things to remember in phase three, you want to speak words of gratitude. I am so happy and grateful now that this thing exists. I'm so grateful to be able to release this thing to whoever it should go to. Do not make your request again. Do not do not pull the waiter's coattail and make the same order. It doesn't make logical sense. And remember, we said in phase two and in level two also, we said this: you want to make sure you're turning over new thought. You're giving new ways to express yourself, right? And so you want to be using new thoughts, new words, any chance that you get. Okay. And then so we want to make sure that we clear out to make space. Remember, clearing out doesn't mean that you're creating, it doesn't mean that you're losing, but it means that we're creating the space that will hasten the request. When your waiter comes back to clear off your table to make room for your meal, they then go double, triple check when your food is going to come out to your table, because it has made now more prominent the fact that your table is empty and you're sitting at a place where watching everyone eat. So it makes the request more urgent to be filled. So phase three isn't a bonus phase. Phase three is what solidly pushes you out of phase two for the thing to show up, for it to actually arrive. Okay. And then we want to make sure that you understand that donating things you remove things to prepare. Okay. Um, Donate them, sell them, right? You can, however you choose to transfer the energy, make that happen. Release the idea to the universe. Don't keep him hawing around and thinking about what you ordered and all those things. Most people forget after they place the order. They just don't think about it anymore until the waiter comes out and says, hey, it's almost time for your order to come out. Then they think about it and they anticipate and they're excited, but they never put in the request again, and they never think that they're not going to get that thing. Okay. And then you want to make sure that you disconnect from the outcome, and then you neutralize the lack of support through gifting. And so when we give things away, we don't have, what we need to understand is how energy works. When we release something, it shows that we are not only showing more gratitude, but that we are filling a void, and we understand the process of the universe and how things work, and we are willing to stay in the flow of universal and divine law. And so when the universe sees that we're doing this and that we're living in this divine flow, it then allows us to say, it then neutralizes any negative thought towards us. So if someone else is thinking a certain way about us, it neutralizes that effect. It blocks it, so to speak. And so we want to make sure that we understand how this flow actually works. As always, there's a few things we need to avoid: complaining, blaming, shaming, right? Whether it's us or other people, any kind of negative responses. We want to make sure that we avoid those negative energy, bi-directional thoughts, thinking that you're going to receive it and then not the next moment. Poor eating and self-care habits. We want to make sure that we're taking great care of ourselves when we're in the manifestation process. Excessive conversations about our intentions. Shh. Get super quiet and move in silence. Okay. Any situation that cultivates resistance in your aura, block it, move on, right? Lower vibrational situations and people. Limit your time around these things. And so, really quickly, as we end here, we want to make sure that you have something to speak in terms of using your words in phase 3. And so, you want to ask the universe to bring forward the thing that is in you in the way that you know, the way that it knows, and you'll trust what is sacred in you. And assigned to your soul's journey in the here and the now. Ask the universe to order your steps. And when you rise every day, you will claim it, right? This vibration. And so it is. And then as you speak this prayer or affirmation each day, you'll start to see the universe pour in the thing that belongs to you. Last thing I want you to keep in mind is that as you make space, the universe will certainly make haste. As you make space, the universe will certainly make haste. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you. Be sure to check the description of this video below. Make sure you like this video and share it out so that someone else can get this information. And we will see you next time. Thank you.